Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for hole number 10, 11 and 12 of the TPC Sawgrass in the spooky Showdown 18-hole cup. These are general playthroughs, which means that this is not the win that you do have in the tournament. If you're looking for guides for the win in the tournament, then you sign up on patreon.com/golfclashtom. You can do so by scanning the QR code here on the screen, or you're using the link in the description down below. Now let's go to hole number 10, 11 and 12. Hole number 10, and we do have some tailwind, then this hole becomes very interesting in my opinion, because now we can sling it around the corner, kind of. Now, I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit. You can see I'm moving my aim very far left. Bullseye by the rough line here, using 2 left spin, and I'm also using a very controlled amount of top spin. So in the end, I settled for 2 bars. I'm adjusting max with no elevation here, and the reason I'm moving my aim so far left here is because if we're starting too far right, we do have some stupid trees on the right that is in play. And if we then go with this amount of curl, you will do what I did in practice when I played more out to the right, that I will clip the trees. Now, a great left is actually becoming absolutely brilliant. Now you need to speculate and think about this. Like, let's say that I have a drive and I do have a ball, I meant, that you have a little bit more side spin. Then that could potentially be hunting the pin for an hole-in-one on this par 4. But I think the most important lesson here on this particular one is that the trees are in play. So do not use too much curl without really thinking about it first, that you're positioning yourself correctly. If we do end up for a wedge, we're going to play EB School with either max top spin, which is minus 35% elevation, or play no spin, which is plus 20% elevation instead. If you do have a headwind here, we're going to have to lay up. We'll lay up then before the first rough in the bunker, and then we do have a short iron into the hole from there. So definitely some different ways of attacking the pin, depending on what type of wind direction we have. On hole number 11 here, we do have another par 5, and here this is a par 5 that we are somewhat familiar with. What we need to have in mind though is that the trees on the right are in play, so if you do curl too much, then that will be problematic. I actually spent a couple of practice tokens here to try to get around the trees, and that was pretty problematic. Now, I then decided, okay, I'm gonna lay up as aggressive as I can without really taking, an enormous amount of risk. And you can see that I'm getting up there to the very end of the fairway. Now, don't be alarmed by the tree, because we are playing under the tree, which is no problems at all. Max plus 10 on the drive. You may be thinking, what do we do if we do have a headwind or a crosswind? We're gonna do exactly the same. What I do remember for this particular hole in the past was that the rough bump that was before the green was very touchy, very glitchy with how we landed, and it was very easy to miss, even though you think you did everything right. I mean, that's just the game of Golf Clash, obviously. Now, you can see that the rough, or at least to me, the rough feels way more consistent, and therefore it also becomes much more viable option to me. Sure, you can use backspin and go directly onto the green, but the rough patch is actually fairly large. I understand that some players may not fancy these type of rough bumps and such. I respect that. But in Master Division from the 30, if you are looking for consistency with drops, then the rough bump is the way to go. But if you're completely just all by feel it, without with no real reference, yeah, I can see the value in adding a lot of backspin, land it on green, and take an outside chance of a drop. Now, this was my one time and go on the approach, at least, because I struggled to get the drive even there to a start, and I'm landing very close to the rough. Needed more adjust on that one because I was missing on the right hand side. But the rough bump, definitely the way for me to go if I can't get the drive bullied further down, because I'm not ruling that out, because again, with a couple of practice tokens, you're definitely not figuring out everything with that. So B52 or a Grizzly or any other long iron that you prefer here on hole number 11. On hole number 12 in a tailwind, this is going to be a fun par 4 to play, in my opinion. It's a short one. We do have the big bunker on the left and obviously all the rough and the trees on the right. Now, again, fiddling around a little bit to take a couple of screenshots before I'm actually settling in to do the best I can to get some visual content here. So you can see I'm starting with the red ring by the rough line. I'm using 2 left spin, and I will be using a little bit of a backspin in this case, because my intention here is to go for the pin. Now, what we do need to think here is that if we do have a ball with more side spin than 2, which is using a special ball, you could see yourself actually getting onto the green in a much easier fashion. You can see here with my 1 backspin, I'm getting myself to the right side of the green for a super simple wedge. But now, again, it's obviously a very interesting thought of thinking like, just use a little bit more left spin. Sure, I can move the A more left, but we're already landing fairly close to the rough line on the left. But using a little bit more left spin with a ball, that could most definitely become a very interesting way of attacking the pin. If we do have a headwind, we're going to have to lay up and have a short iron towards the pin, which should be very makeable because, again, it's a very short par 4. If we do have a crosswind, it's still going to be interesting to see if we could, in that case, be going to green as well by using, like I said, some left spin and possibly some shaky OP needle on the drive. Thank you everybody for watching this part of my whole breakdowns for the TPC Sawgrass in the spooky Showdown 18-hole cups. Make sure to check out the other parts as well. These are general hole guides. These are not the wins that you have in the tournament. If you're looking for guides and information when it comes to the wins that we do have in the tournament, in the qualifying round, and then also in the final round, you sign up on patreon.com/golfclashtommy via the QR code or via the link in the description down below. You can do that via 30-day commitment, which is the cheaper alternative, and then you do have a one-time payment you can do as well. So it doesn't matter how you want to go about it, you can sign up via that. And there we do provide the ultimate tournament text guides, best guides on the market, giving you our best advice with text guides and with videos with voiceover on how to attack the specific holes with the tournament wins in Master Division. Thank you once again for watching, and I wish you the best of luck in the spooky Showdown 18-hole cup.